of our kids.
Can I hear your Tom York? Do you have a Tom York?
Yeah. That's like my Tom York.
Welcome to Shelf Stable. Now that's more like we will be victorious.
Yo, you want me to say welcome to Shelf Stable as if I'm Tom York?
Yeah, like sing it.
Welcome to Shelf Stable.
That's pretty good, honestly.
Thanks.
Who am I doing?
I don't know. Can I switch to Anthony Kiedis?
No, wait, I'll do Anthony Kiedis.
Okay. Yeah, what's your Anthony Kiedis impression?
Welcome to Anthony Kiedis' special edition of Chef's Duel. We got all your favorite bits and they're coming back to you. I don't know how, but they're gonna go through you.
Coming live from California.
Coming live from California. I know this ain't the bit. Gonna have to come up with some real good shit.
Bow, 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 bow. I'm Flea.
Yeah. Can
I be Flea for a second? Should we do a hear me out bit? Do you know about this like trend?
What's that?
Hear me out. Like, have you heard about this trend?
No. What is it?
Okay, so you reveal your deepest, darkest secrets via the Hear Me Out cake trend, placing cutouts of attractive fictional characters on cakes, such as Lola Bunny, of course.
Is your deepest secret that you like that character, or
no? That's almost like too easy at this point. Like everyone, I think, broadly accepts like
Hear
Lola
Me Out,
Bunny,
and then they put a cake of Lola Bunny, but then it could also be like Hear Me Out.
It's like Mike Wazowski. Or like Megamind.
Is it always like a sexy thing though? It's like
I think it's like supposed to be like I would let them hit. Like that's like the implication.
Oh, okay. So it's not like Hear Me Out. I once killed someone and didn't tell anyone.
No, it's definitely more like
you just write that on a cake.
It's just like this is like a way for like straight people to reveal their furry side.
Oh, okay. That's really, we need a cake to do that. Like, just be open, people. Just like.
I'm probably being unfair to like the trend, but I'm just like looking at Google images for this right now, and like someone has a cake that has like the gorilla from Sing.
So specific.
Yeah, someone has like Lego Batman. It's
wait, before we get too far away from it, do you know that Flea does the voice of Donnie?
Cheadle?
No. What? No. Donnie and the Wild Thornberries.
Wait. Oh, the little baby thing? I haven't seen that show in like 800 years.
That's Flea, though. Flea was a voice actor for a bit.
Oh, that's really funny. There was something about the guy who voices like Nigel, the dad. It's Tim Curry. That's what's crazy about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like, it's like,
wait, real quick. Is Tim Curry still alive?
Yes.
Tim Curry alive.
He's 80.
Okay, good. I would have been really bummed if this is how I was finding out that Tim Curry died. Has Tim Curry been canceled?
Let's see. Let's look at his Wikipedia real quick. Is there a section called controversy? No. He has never married and has no children, so he's basically uncancelable.
Whoa.
He did have a stroke that required brain surgery in 2012.
Jeez. Well, I'm glad he got out of it. Good on you, Tim Curry. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Welcome to Shelf Stable, a podcast celebrating board games that have stood the test of time. I'm your award-nominated host, Kenny Katayama.
And I'm the other host, Sam Bowers. Today, the featured topic is you guys, your scuffed-ass takes. We're going to be reading them live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. This is the 100th episode of Shelf Stable, and we're going crazy with it. I actually can't believe that we've actually made it this far, straight up. It's kind of wild.
Me too.
Almost 2 years of doing this crap.
You're right.
But before we get into that, I think we'll just kind of do the regular thing where we talk about just some games we've been playing recently, because that's what people want to know.
Let's get ready to rumble. well, no one's ever done this for this game before. Tom, I got to play Rumble Nation from 2017.
Rumble.
Designed by Yogi Shinichi and published by Hobby Japan.
Nice.
A Rumble Nation, you put a bunch of meeples on a board of Japan, and then you play out who wins each section.
It's basically Let's Go to Japan versus Samurai.
It's just like Let's Go to Japan and Samurai. Mm-hmm. The way that you decide which pieces you're placing is by rolling some dice. So there's a little bit of input randomness, but I would say it's very minor. And then it just becomes a game of like mathing out which spots are the best and how many people can I put there. Because one thing to keep in mind is that the higher scoring spots, they're also going to require dice rolls that are higher to place there. But that means that your leftover dice, which determine how many people you place, are probably going to be lower numbers. This game does suffer, in my opinion, a little bit from I rolled good syndrome. If you just roll sevens the whole game, you're going to be in a worse position than the person who rolls like ones and 12s, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was the one thing. But other than that, it's a fun game. It's a very like semi-deterministic game. Once everything's on the board, you know exactly how it's going to play out. There's always a risk with these kind of games that somebody just sits there with AP. I mean, you're not going to have that much more decisions than like a game of Can't Stop. Like you roll the dice and then you decide how you use the combination of the 3 dice. So yeah, there can be some AP, but if people are kind of riding with the vibes, it should be fine. Mm-hmm. Our game was like 30 minutes. It was nice and quick.
You love to see a fast one these days.
I like this. It reminded me a little bit of like El Grande or like The King is Dead or one of those ones. You're placing thingies around the board and then whoever has the most wins, but then that affects some of the other ones. That was kind of the whole thing. Rumble Nation. I don't know how much more I have to say about this. This has been kind of hype recently because there was like a reprint.
I've never seen this game in my life.
Yeah.
It has like a wild name because it makes me think like it's going to be about wrestling just from the title.
Like you look at the art, you think, it's going to be about Edo, Japan, but what they don't tell you is the samurai are wrestling. We took all their swords away and they're just wrestling on the field. So it's like alternate history.
Oh, I see. Well, Kenny, I got to play Beowulf the movie board game, which might be better known as Cosmolancer, from 1994. In the year 1990. That doesn't work.
Just say Cosmolancer. You're really going to confuse people. There's another Knizia Beowulf game, so.
Designed by Reiner Knizia. Thanks for spoiling that. And published by Avalon Hill. Cosmolancer, you whipped this one out. You slapped it down on the table and you said, let's jam this. And I went, Reiner Knizia, 30 minutes on the side of the box. How could I ever say no? And I played it. You know where I might rank it? I actually might personally rank this one above Raw at the present moment. And I'm probably insane for that.
Yeah.
I've played Raw like 3 times, but I kind of don't care for Raw.
I just don't
really
don't get it. You. You're like, I don't like Nyakuza, but Cosmolancer, that's good.
Well,
like,
okay. To be fair, maybe I was just in the mood, but I should try Nyakuza again. I think I'm maybe misremembering the vibe of that. There is a certain weirdness to Knizia that his games, even though like they're pretty distinct from each other, like they also blend together for some reason. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they're like logged in memory that way. But this game, very true to his more famous style of basically being like easy to teach, easy to grok, and then you're quickly like getting pissed off at everyone else's decisions. And it's also in the same vein of like game that is highly strategic in a 2-player format and a more like Chaos Engine in a multiplayer format. It's literally like the difference between playing Magic and playing Commander.
Yeah, you observe that that's kind of a pattern for Knizia's designs. And I'm inclined to agree.
So this one's not an exception. It's because it's like tactical grid placement, tile lane, block your shit, blow up your shit type stuff. That's abstract, instead of blowing things up in a combat way, you're actually just abstracted to literally doing math. And it's still cool. It's fun. I mean, it's very fun in a casual like multiplayer format. And I can imagine also going head to head, people have the probabilities figured out a little bit, that it could be very engaging and possibly even like surprisingly deep. If there's like a contingency of 2-player Cosmolancers out here that are like, oh my God, they're finally talking about it. I liked this one. I was impressed, at least on first blush. But yeah, disclosure, I only played it the one time. Next week, we got to have a minor Knizia-thon where we do Yakuza, followed by this, followed by, I guess, Raw, just to test it again.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought it was a good Knizia, but I wasn't like wowed by it either. I think for me, the thought process behind the turns and what you're doing is really interesting, but like what you're actually doing feels like it feels almost like there's not anything there kind of thing. I know that you definitely respond more to like the thinkiness of a game versus what the actual like tactile interaction is. So
yeah, and it kind of depends. Like I do think it's pretty weak on theme. The idea is that you're like an intergalactic photographer, basically. It's barely there. It's so like nothing. That doesn't matter too much. I actually wonder if Beowulf, the movie board game, is somehow more resonant.
Oh, you're just a photographer taking pictures of Beowulf.
Yes. I'm like, how did they even work that into it at all? What a crazy tie-in of all things. Like,
I forgot that movie existed.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie was in that. She played Grendel's mother.
It's nuts to me that like Beowulf the movie card game or board game has a Reiner Knizia tie-in, and as far as I know, there is not one for Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, which I feel like is a vastly superior film and also like totally ripe for a board game title, honestly. I don't know how people listening to this are going to feel about Cosmolancer based on my description. I'm placing it in a solid C tier on the Knizia scale, maybe light B tier.
So you're saying Raw is lower than it and it's on a C. That's kind of wild.
No, okay, fine. It's I guess like if Samurai's S, this is B for sure, and Raw is like B on thin ice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Well, I played a game that also has space involved, but other than that, there's really not much of an analogy. So we're going from Cosmolancer to Star Wars: The Queen's Gambit from 2000. Whoa, Kenny, you got to play Star Wars: The Queen's Gambit? I know, I got pretty cool friends. I don't want to brag or anything, but...
Shout out Brandon. It was like during COVID, he got the Trump check and he was like, okay, we're going to save most of this, but obviously I should like get one big purchase because they were just in a good spot. And this is what he bought with it. If I remember correctly, I think that's what he told me.
Yeah. Shout out Brandon.
Thanks, Trump. The one good thing Trump did for the economy was he got Brandon a copy of Star Wars: The Queen's Gambit.
He's going to fix the economy. Star Wars: The Queen's Gambit. This is a chucking dice, blasting a bunch of plastic little dudes on a board kind of game. It's only 2 players. One side plays the light side, and the other side plays the dark side. And the way that you're going to dictate which characters are moving and acting is by playing cards. You have a hand of cards. So it's a little Memoir 44-ish, if you've ever played that. And then when you engage in combat, you look for line of sight. And then if you can hit and you're in range, you roll a bunch of dice. And the dice you roll are the certain colors depending on which unit you're using. That's the core of the game. Where this gets really interesting, though, is that you are playing across... They say 3 fields. I would say it's 4 different fields at the same time. For those who are familiar with Star Wars Episode 1, you have the Gungan battle on the planet where they're trying to take the shield down. You have Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn. Mm-hmm. Then you have the palace where you have the queen and the fake queen and the royal guards. And they're trying to go all the way up to the top to stop whatever election is happening, but the droids keep getting in the way.
It's a fake election, by the way. It's not like they're not January 16th, the palace.
And then you have baby Anakin, jumping into like a big ship and trying to blow up some stuff in space so that he can turn off all the droids.
It's like so funny to think that like the plot of the Phantom Menace like it ends with a stop the steal like raid.
Yeah,
it was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time. George Lucas predicted everything.
He's like the Simpsons. He rhymes.
The thing that's really interesting is that, like, not only do you have to navigate all 4 of these things that are happening at the same time, but they really, really feed into each other. And I think that's probably why this game gets so much recognition and why it's so sought after. When you destroy an entire fleet of units in the battlefield, then you get an extra action. And so you kind of want to do that side of the board so that you can get those additional actions. Similarly, you produce the most droid units as the bad guys on the battlefield, but then you have cards that allow you to transfer them into the palace. So you kind of want to have like a supply chain going so that you can keep up with the people who are destroying the droids in the palace. There's a race to see who kills who with the Jedi, because once the Jedi or the Sith win their little battle where they're doing backflips, they're like an OP unit that can just join the palace fight. They're like, I'm done here. Let's go to the palace. And then they can just like absolutely wreck, like Dynasty Warriors style. They just come in with the lightsaber and just kill everything. If you've ever played like the Star Wars Battlefront series, it kind of feels like that, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then the Anakin thing almost feels like a sort of like side game timer of sorts, where like if you keep pushing that can basically just completely shut down the bad guys outside of like maybe Darth Maul.
Which is what literally happened if you've seen the movie.
Yeah,
spoilers
exactly.
for the Star Wars The Phantom Menace.
Yes, spoilers for episode 1. Very briefly, the way our game played out, I was the bad guys, and so I just really wanted to kill Obi-Wan. I don't know why.
You always wanted that to happen in the movie, and it never, so this is a chance to make your dream come true, I guess.
So Darth Maul like absolutely ghosted Qui-Gon and just ran after Obi-Wan, absolutely murdered him, and then Qui-Gon avenged Obi-Wan. So Qui-Gon ended up surviving with like 2 health, barely alive.
Dang.
And Qui-Gon ran to the palace, did some damage, but then got shot by a droid. Meanwhile,
what a way to go.
The droids absolutely wiped out the Gungans. There was no Gungan left on the planet. It was real rough. It was not like the movies there.
Jar Jar did not survive.
Yeah, Jar Jar did not survive, and it was not looking good for the good guys. All eyes were on Anakin, and it was a game of like stalling the absolute destruction in the palace while Anakin did his thing. And it really came down to like a couple rolls, which was pretty epic. There was one die roll before the last unit was killed in the palace, like the last palace guard, and the droid missed. Classic droid.
Classic droid moment, yeah.
Anakin had to roll a specific number to like shut down the droids, and boom,
yeah,
he rolled it. And so it was pretty #epic, I gotta say. Kind of reproduced the movie. There are definitely some different beats, Yeah,
I don't remember Obi-Wan going down like that, but it's been a long time.
I kind of changed the timeline there for sure, but we'll just say he was heavily injured.
Yeah,
it was cool. Josh Burgo was saying the single best thing that came out of the first of the prequel series. I don't know if I would go that far. I think the prequel memes are pretty good, but I had a really fun time playing this.
There's an entire subreddit that kind of clears like on a good day anyway.
I can see why this is a heavily sought after artifact, because A, it's scarce, and B, it's pretty fun. It's an enjoyable thing. The name of the game comes from the fact that, you have 2 queens and you can't tell which one's the real one. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of fun because if you kill the right queen, it basically reduces the effectiveness of the palace guards significantly. It was like really obvious to me which one was the real queen. I was like, that's the real queen. And they were like, no, you don't know. It could be either one of them. And I was like, no, it's that one. And I just like focused fire on her, and like instantly it was just like, yep, she was the real queen.
That's so funny.
So Padme also died in this. So again, changing the timeline quite a bit.
How could you do that to her?
Jar Jar, Padme, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Darth Maul, all dead. All the characters, all important characters were gone.
Damn. I love the fact that it's Star Wars themed, and that it takes up like so much table space, and it just looks nuts on the table. New game alert, right? They are going to be reprinting this in a Lord of the Rings theme. Don't exactly know how they're going to pull that off. I don't know how much they're going to change about it. It's kind of a bummer, I guess, if they change it mechanically at all and leave no room for recreating the original game mechanically.
Here's my theory.
Okay.
They're going to keep exactly the same system, but they're going to make all the mini games and all the different parts thematic to whatever's happening in Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Now, how they do that, I don't know. They were theories shopped around the table during that game night. Minas Tirith and the orcs pouring in, but then you do something with Gandalf on the side. Yeah. Maybe you have like Gollum with Frodo.
I feel like I could see it being very similar to that recent Pandemic Lord of the Rings game. Because like that has like 3 different things going on, basically 3 functional battlefields, right? So
yeah, like you said, this game unfortunately is heavily out of print, but they're reprinting it. Rob Daviau is part of the team, and he was on the original. Although my understanding is Rob Daviau had a pretty minor contribution to the original, whereas he's like one of the leads for the new Lord of the Rings version. But yeah, I mean, Rob Daviau knows how to do dice chuckers. I think that's probably the thing he excels at the most. So that and legacy games. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. And don't buy the old one; it's too expensive.
I mean, you can do what you want.
It's going for over $600. It looks like.
Holy cow! Holy.
That was Star Wars: The Queen's Gambit, 2007. Rob Daviau, Alan Roach, Craig Van Ness, published by Avalon Hill.
Very cool. I got to play just today, in fact, a game that I think we have talked about on the show before. I think only you have talked about it. It's called Outfoxed from 2014. Either way, it's been a while since we brought this one up. This is designed by Colt. This is designed by Colt, Tipaton-Johnson, Shannon, Lyon, Marisa, Pena, and published by Gamewright. Outfoxed is a cooperative Clue-like game. It's basically Clue if it didn't suck ass. I don't know how to explain, because that's not totally fair to Clue. Clue is like okay as a game, but the roll and move is a huge hindrance. And this game spins that on its head a little bit by introducing a sort of Yahtzee mechanic that determines whether or not you get to move, or if the countdown threat gets to move instead. At least in vibe, it makes it feel like the countdown threat, which is the fox getting away with eating a pie, is basically never going to happen.
You'd be surprised. We did roll so bad that one time we lost.
Oh, really? You've lost to the fox. That's insane.
We had the option to guess.
And you were like, there's no way we roll this again.
Yeah, and we were like, we just need to get another clue. And then we rolled it again.
Holy cow.
I mean, that's like among like 20 plus plays, though.
Right. It's pretty rare. And that's a good vibe to have, though, because this is a game ultimately that you're probably going to be playing with children. I cannot imagine a world where you're really wanting to play this with adults. There's more complicated logic deduction games, but this is a really good like base principles of logic board game that you can play with young children, as young as 5 in my case. You could probably play this with a 4-year-old if you wanted, with a bit of guidance. 3 might be pushing it. Depends on how much of a genius you have on your hands.
2 is way too low. 1 is out of the question. 0, what are you even doing?
What are you even doing? I was surprised myself with how much I liked this game, even though I was sort of reticent to want to play it because I didn't want to have to reread the rule book because it had been that long. And then obviously the rule book's not actually that long. So I don't really know what my problem was.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. I mean, we've played it so much that I'm a little tired of it, but that's not a slight against the game itself. I think the game is... It's got just enough to keep the adults interested while being super fun for kids.
Yeah, and I mean, like the replayability is more or less there. I guess if you played it 6 times in a row, you would start to get to a point where you could theoretically have a scenario where you know the positions of which cards go with which fox so well that somehow you're like starting to see a second level of information. I don't know.
I do know some things from having played it a lot. So spoilers for Outfoxed if you skip like a minute.
Oh, okay. So these are the deep strats. I'm ready for this.
The big thing is that 2 hints, there's always 2 foxes that have both hints. And so it becomes a 50-50. Mm-hmm. Every fox has 3 traits. If you have 2 of the 3 traits, you can flip a coin. Or if you know for sure that one of them is not because you've ruled out something else, then you are 100% sure that is the correct fox. And then the second thing, which is kind of unfortunate, is the items are somewhat gendered.
Yes.
There's a few exceptions, but if you have like gloves, for example, you know that it's going to be a girl.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as you see a positive match in the window, you're like, oh, okay, so only the female-coded foxes.
Yeah. So there are a few things like that you start to pick up on, definitely.
Gotcha.
To your point.
I feel like, though, your child is never going to pick up on that until they are like 12, at which point you've probably graduated to other games. Like, I don't even know, Dinosaur Tea Party, I guess, like is kind of in the same vein.
I'd say they're both playable.
And then you get to the Winnie the Pooh, Grimdark Adventure board game, whatever that's called.
Winnie the Pooh 40K.
Yeah.
That was Outfoxed from 2014.
100 games to play before you die.
Okay, Kenny, it's time to talk about the 100 games that you were required to play before you turn 100 years old. I hope Tim Curry is out there doing his best because he's got at least 20 years of time to make it. Game number 78 is probably one he's looking forward to the most, and that's Tigris and Euphrates from 1997, published by none other than the greatest, the bestest, Dr. Reiner Knizia, and published most recently by Fantasy Flight Games, and in the 90s, it was a Mayfair game. That's right, because Mayfair doesn't exist anymore.
There's a new edition coming out from 25th Century, so keep a lookout for that.
Oh, yeah.
Tigris and Euphrates. What can be said about this classic? So it's on the list to show kind of the deeper end of Knizia's repertoire, because we have some light Knizia on here, but this is more along the lines of his tile laying games. Aside from that, it's kind of in its own category, I would say. It's a game that's almost philosophical in nature. We've talked about this on the cast in the past. It's very light on the theme, but still, I don't know, somehow like seeing the growing of an empire and watching it crumble, it's very poetic. It kind of shows you like, dang, everything kind of falls apart over time, which is like comforting, a little depressing. I don't know. There's something about this game, right? It's like seeing people work so hard to grow these empires and then for them to hit each other in the face and one of them just absolutely go to ash.
Yeah, literally like in about an hour, maybe 90 minutes, barring an extensive teach. I do think it's a bit heady on the teach. You get to watch literal dynasties rise and fall. And I think that's an interesting simulation for a game that is functionally pretty abstract, while at the same time having that almost like dice rolling style of combat. I say that in regards to the way in which you throw away tiles in a blind bid. Like it's not dice rolling, but it feels a little bit like that. I guess in the sense that you're making probabilistic decisions.
If somebody asked me what's the most board game, I'd be like, I don't know that there is a thing like that. And then if they took a gun out and put it to my head, I would probably say Tigris and Euphrates. There's something about it. It feels like an old school game, but it also has enough of a kind of a competitive angle to it. But also there's like some kind of deeply rooted theme that feels almost like it comes from an alien race or from like an ancient civilization. Like there's just something very magical about this game. It's not for everyone. I know that this game is pretty polarizing. There are a lot of people that roll their eyes about this game. So I'm not going to pretend that like everybody should love this game. It deserves to be on a list like this.
Even if it turns out not to be your personal cup of tea, it's kind of hard to deny the power level that this game has. Just even on the basis of the fact that it, for such a long time, was number one on Board Game Geek's list.
If Vegeta had put his scanner on this game, it would have been like over 9,000.
I like how you did the bit instead of subverting the bit. That's you know what that is? This is growth.
Those Tigris and Euphrates.
I've been meaning to beef with you for a minute now, which is like, is it passe to pretend that you don't know what Star Wars is at this point? Because you do that every time someone says something about Star Wars. You go, Chewbacca, is he the guy from Star Trek? And it's basically like the same joke every time.
It's definitely like a Northern Lion thing of just like, if I say it enough, people like get back to it, you know?
That's like your excuse for everything now too, is like, it's just like, no,
I'm building it up. I'm building it up.
Yeah, it's coming back around. It'll come back.
It'll come back.
Yeah. Invest now.
You know what's really funny? When you said the word Star Wars, I had to withhold going, what's that?
Like even just now, you were like,
even just now, it's so ingrained. It's like 6'7". I can't help myself.
I think like turn it off for Star Wars, turn it on for Marvel right now. Like that's what I'm ready for.
Yeah. You're saying when somebody says like Green Lantern, I gotta be like, oh, I love Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
That would be better. My friend did that once at the oil change place. The guy was like, you know that Marvel movie? And he was like, what is that? And it just played so believably. The guy just stopped. He just is like, never mind. Enough about that. It's all getting cut anyway. It's time to jump into the main topic. It's time to talk about the main topic of this week's episode. Kenny, it's time to get into the real meat and potatoes. I should have planned something specific for this very special episode, but I didn't. It's time to talk about the main topic of this episode, and that is what is the main topic exactly? What's the concept?
We asked our audience listeners to send in answers to a survey, and the questions were about the show, reminiscing basically. What are the things that they like about the show?
Tell us your favorite story.
Just for reference, I did look through them and kind of handpick some. Tom, you are going to be reacting live to these.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the survey you put out. I really appreciate you doing the work on this one.
No, you made the survey.
Oh, I did make the survey. And then I forgot about its existence.
Yeah, you don't even remember the questions you put on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get right into it. Thank you to everybody who submitted, by the way. The first question we asked is, tell us about your favorite recurring bit on the show. We had a lot of meat and potatoes. Everybody loves the meat and potatoes. Some people say specifically the transition. Keegan said the meat and potatoes transition always hits, especially when it doesn't. It's a really eloquent way to say what I think other people were saying.
That's really good. I love doing it.
Some people were saying just all the meme culture references, any internet stuff is their favorite recurring thing.
We over talk about Northern Lion.
Yeah. The intro banter. They like the intro banter. One of them was like finding out who's turned 100 via the 100. Like, oh, I didn't know that celebrity was getting so old or things like that. I thought that was pretty funny.
One day someone listens to the episode and it goes 100 games to talk about before you die. Good luck to, and it's literally someone listening to the show. It's like Rodney Smith.
No, Rodney's not that. No, Rodney listens, and you're calling him hell old. What are you doing?
No, I'm saying we'll still be on the air 50 years from now. Like we'll hit a point where it's just it's time to talk about the 100 games that are required by law to play.
Another good recurring bit is nobody talks about Hot Streak. This was sent in by Daddy. They just said, call me Daddy. Reference back to the Bonanza.
Call me Daddy.
Yeah, the nobody talks about Hot Streak. And then the gag about Kenny and Tom not knowing the difference between a dildo and a butt plug.
Why am I getting lumped in on that? I'm the one that knows the difference. The joke is you don't know the difference.
I know. I learned. I know now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Flared bass. See?
Flared bass.
Flared bass. Now, I don't remember which one's which. I just know that's the difference. Everything's a trick taker.
Everything is a trick taker.
Joker beatboxing. That's a big one.
Can you imagine listening to the show and you still haven't watched that? Or Hot Dr. Pepper, any of the required viewings?
I don't think we've ever talked about Hot Dr. Pepper. That's a Discord thing.
No, I've talked about Hot Dr. Pepper, and I think I said that I need to bring it up more often.
I think I got cut out.
Well, fuck, man. People need to get on that. The stock is only going up.
We had a wholesome one from Anonymous that said the consistency of the new Game Alert, because the original premise was great and 2 years later you're still taking it seriously.
I don't even remember what the original thing was that we had to say was a new game. And we had to warn people.
No, I think it's just that. We do make sure we say new Game Alert.
You even in post, you're putting the episode together. You're like, oh fuck, I gotta.
The Minecraft movie, that was another one.
That is a movie that we have both seen.
That we talk quite a bit about.
Jason Momoa is in that, and it's so crazy because, like, he was in Game of Thrones. You know what I mean?
I can't tell if you're, like, being ironic or not, or if you're really just having banter about the Minecraft movie on episode 100 of this podcast.
I recently watched a YouTube video about the casting of Game of Thrones and how, like, Momoa was, like, literally, like, he was in fucking Stargate before he was in Game of Thrones, and now he has, like, this massive career, and then he goes and does a Minecraft movie.
Well, I mean, Jack Black is huge, you know?
But Jack Black is, like
he's on brand. Yeah,
exactly. Like, in Momoa, I mean, like, I love the fact that Momoa did it. Like, it totally elevates my perception of him, but it's, like, really funny when he's, like, in literally, like, one of the biggest TV shows of all time, and he played, like, one of the most intimidating, like, bad guy characters too, you know, not even really a bad guy, like, but still.
All right, the next question we asked was, what was one of the funniest moments you remember from an episode? Rich, big fan of the show. Thank you, Rich, for the continued support. Dick Van Cone, man. It's like the moment when you realize you can combine Dick Van Dyke with Dick Cone. I forgot about this. It's really funny. It's just the tone with which you go, oh, Dick Van Cone.
You know what? It's perfect we're talking about him because Dick Van Cone, man. That's...
Okay, Tom. I guess we're stooping this low. Just making fun of his name. Like it's like a huge eureka moment. Like,
yeah.
Smolchy has two of them. His first one is Tom's list of games to take on a deserted island in the 5 Games for Doomsday episode. Being Spirit Island, Forbidden Island, Survive the Island, Dinosaur Island, and Robinson Crusoe.
If you're going to a deserted island and you're going to be stuck on that island, you need to bring with you these 5 games: Spirit Island, Forbidden Island, Survive the Island, Dinosaur Island, and Robinson Crusoe.
Wouldn't you want something that doesn't remind you that you're stuck on an island?
No, because they're all about, like, how you get around an island. So, like, they could teach you something.
You're thinking, like, utilitarian, like, these are going to help you. Okay.
Yeah, I think Dinosaur Island is going to be really big in particular. Thank you. I poured my soul into that one.
I think we immediately forget what we say on this show. So it's kind of fun.
I remember doing that.
You remember that?
That's a good like callback. Yeah. I'm really glad someone appreciated that bit.
And then on the Unstable Shelf episode, I'll tell you how to beat FOMO.
You know how to beat FOMO? Yeah. I'll tell you, Kenny. I'll tell you, Tom.
Tell me.
I'll tell you how to beat FOMO. Fuck! I'll tell you how to beat FOMO, Tom. And that is, don't miss out. Just experience all of it. It's
you can't be afraid if you don't miss it.
It's honestly so real.
It's true. The first April Fool's Day episode, especially Tom botching calling Kenny Tom after the third take and having a mini meltdown.
Yeah, it didn't work at all.
Yeah.
Basically.
Mike Weenie said on the date night game night, we came up with the worst first date possible. Kenny saying, let me tell you about my special hobby, and that still haunts them. You know that people are like, it's kind of weird for them to do like a wholesome episode where they're talking about having like a romantic moment with their partner, and we come in here, we're like, let me tell you about my special hobby. I won't consider your dietary restrictions. I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable in public. And then the whole like sharing about like Tom's "is this a PvP zone?" discourse with the waitress.
You hate that like so much. It's so good.
I mean, I love sharing it, but yeah, I did hate that moment. The PvP enabled zone. Have we talked about that?
All I did was that you were saying something annoying, and I turned to the waitress and was like, "Is this a PvP enabled zone?" And she was like, "I don't know what that is." I was like, you ever play like Call of Duty? And she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, it's just like the area where you can shoot other players. I don't know why I explained this.
So do you think your version is better than my version? Because honestly, I'm listening to what you're saying and it's still pretty bad, Tom.
No, somehow you make it out like she was going like, like, get me out of here. Like, you know,
she was clearly uncomfortable. Maybe you didn't pick up on it.
In the moment, you were like,
I was melting.
Could
oh my
not
God.
believe the audacity I had.
The PvP enabled zone. Holy moly.
You were not there when I like went to Hooters for like the only time in my life and like asked the waitress if she knew, this like King of the Hill episode where Dale gets a job at Hooters.
I'm gonna die. It's our last episode. I'm gonna die. You did what?
I can't remember like the exact details, but I said something or made an allusion to an episode of King of the Hill where Dale gets a job at Hooters to the waitress at Hooters. The only time I like ever went to Hooters, like,
how old were you? Like 16?
I was celebrating a friend who was a little younger than me. It was his 18th birthday, and it was just like that was like the meme was like to go to Hooters. Like,
Tom, you gotta warn me when you're gonna say something like that.
He choked on his LaCroix.
Parker said, Tom thinking he can play brass 100 times in a year.
Brass Lancashire. I'm debating whether
100.
I might count Birmingham games and just say like either version of brass collectively. I think 100 plays is doable. You know, you're talking about like 2 sessions a week.
You went from 2 15-minute games to a 2-hour game.
Yeah, I know. But this is the only big one, and I recommend that people try and follow a similar formula.
Thomas Bowers, June 9th, 97 games of Lancashire left to go.
Yeah.
We didn't get there, although I think I've logged close to 25 games of brass in my lifetime.
I do love that it was like 100 plays total, then 25 this year, and then if you do the math, it's like 25 almost.
Yeah. I came really close, okay? The only thing that stood between me and that accomplishment was ambition.
Ben said the joke about solo gaming and sitting on your hand until it's numb before you play. Have you heard the term two-handed solo? I will confess, I do this quite a bit, Tom. You know, when I'm feeling lonely, I call my left hand Kenny 1 and I call my right hand Kenny 2. And we have a great game of Motainai.
Do you do the thing too where you like sit on your arm long enough to make sure it falls asleep so you can't feel it?
So then it really feels like an opponent? Of course. Yeah, otherwise you don't really get that experience.
Okay, good.
Jesus Christ. Tom. Because we were talking about two-handed solo.
Was that you coming up with that? Or was that,
that was
me?
you. That was you. I was like...
That's killing me.
That was like an early one.
Yeah. That's like episode 3 or something.
Yeah, that's like really early.
I'm remembering that, and it's like, I don't know why it's like hitting so funny.
It is a really good joke, I gotta say. Danny says, you literally just named 2 cereals. You didn't have anything else to say. I think
there's 2 types of crunch. There's honey bunches of oats and there's Captain Crunch. One of them fucks you up for life. The other one is like trying to imitate a healthy breakfast, I think.
When you told me at the beginning of this episode, like, I got nothing for this, you're gonna have to steer me. I didn't think you were just gonna. I thought you were gonna have more in the tank, though. Like, you're literally just listing 2 cereals. Tom, you're literally just listing 2 cereals and giving your thoughts about them. How does that relate back to board games? That's the moment that you and I have laughed the most on the podcast because we were like very sleep deprived and you just like completely lost the plot. And then the moment of realization that we both had when you did that was really good.
Yeah.
The whole Crunchy episode is just so good.
Yeah, some of our finest work, I guess.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to the Crunchy episode, highly recommend. It's like Keegan says, for the sake of content, I must eliminate nuance.
I live by that. Yeah.
The first time you said that, it kind of like set a standard, though. I mean, like that's like a shelf staple at this point.
It's a stableism.
Yeah. John says the whole AI opening was really good. When Tom asked about turning off the cuss filter, I lost it. Legitimately one of the funniest bits I've ever heard in the last year. Tom AI, can you do me a meat and potatoes with the AI voice?
Sure thing. Tom's segue would sound something like this. Okay, that's enough yapping for now. We're going to predict what games are going to be the most exciting games in the future.
Wait,
in 2026, 2027, and beyond.
AI, remove the cuss filter.
Oh, you want to remove the cussing filter, you fucking
Holy shit. Whoa. It's actually been awkward for me because I want to share it with people, but I don't know how someone will respond when I get to listen to Tom call Kenny a beep. Going through Kenny's scarily deep dossiers on guests. Thank you. I work hard on those. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when the guests freak out, I'm like, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Yeah.
The entire Poking the Bear episode, or Poking the Beat episode with Emily.
Oh my God. Yeah. Chaos incarnate. What a great guest.
Okay, please, both of you. I think Tom is onto something when he said this episode is going to kill me. Like the energy, 2 Toms versus 1 Kenny is
okay,
like,
Kenny, shut up. Now I've got something I want to say. Because I listened to the Paula Deming pod that you did, like the pod you did with Paula Deming. You made so many beautiful points, and it was like really nice to listen to. Gorgeous. No. So then I put on like the latest one. Immediately. Oh, no. You know, like dogs with cones? What if you put that on your dick? What if you put that cone on your dick?
Especially because Kenny failed to realize he was the bear.
Oh, she was metaing us. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, she was metaing us.
Oh my God. We got like cooked that episode.
Yeah, that was like
the first time the guests cooked us.
Heavily outplayed.
Yeah.
Kenny being seemingly earnestly taken aback when Tom described the 100 games to play before you die as a prerequisite to get into heaven. It's from Sam. Thank you, Sam.
I don't remember you like reacting like that, but I believe it.
You ended with like, to get into heaven. And I was like, wait, whoa. Sorry, what?
Like, hold on, what? And you've like done them all, so it's like not even a concern for you.
I was just like, why are you introducing religion into this?
Yeah.
And then Cataclysm said the entire Family Feud episode. That was a really good episode.
That was very fun.
Okay, like PG, like it's AD,
PG.
BC.
PG is, yeah, it's BC, AD, PG.
I sometimes think that I'm too online. And then you too.
I like the alternative of we called it Post-Goon, but it was just the release of the Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
All of this conversation I'm imagining being had on the set of Family Feud, and like the pin drop like silence Steve Harvey, who doesn't even have like a vamping face to do for it.
All right, we got to keep moving. Sorry if I didn't mention yours. I feel like I got most of them. What, in your opinion, is one of our most cooked takes of all time?
Yeah, I had to throw like people a bone so they could they could give us the truth. Tell it like it is.
Well, this one's a pretty poignant one. Tigris and Euphrates doesn't belong in the pantry. Ooh. First of all, they use pantry, not Patreon. So they're more on my side. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that?
They're a Kenny listener? Yeah. We haven't divided our listeners into Kenny listeners and Tom listeners, but I am now.
I think Tigris and Euphrates should be in the pantry.
I agree. Sorry.
You're going to have to tell us why you don't agree with it. I get like not liking the game, but like, come on, it's a good game. I don't know.
You know what though? Like maybe T&E is overglazed. I think you could get me to agree with you on that.
Here's an interesting one because I don't even remember shitting on this game. Inish is a good game. You came around to Res Arcana. I hope it one day happens for Inish as well. I don't think I've played Inish. I read the rules, but I never actually played it. So I can't imagine that I like shat on it.
I think I shat on Inish.
Oh, you did?
It's been a long time.
It might have been when we were doing like an end of the year. We were looking at what games came out in a certain year or something. But I mean, you know what? You're totally right on this take. We probably should give it a chance. Neither of us have played it.
Come on, bro. Let's give it another go. No, I have played it. It's been a long time. Let's go pick it up from the library.
Blood on the Clock Tower is S tier. Give it more of a try, you cowards. I expect 2027 to be year of the Clock Tower since it'll be shelf stable.
Is this at me specifically?
I mean, we're both not big on Clock Tower.
Do you think this was Quinn's writing this one?
You'd be surprised. A lot of Blood on the Clock Tower fans out there. Here's the deal. I've played Blood on the Clock Tower 3 times now, and it was fun. I like the game. It also takes like 25 hours. Mm-hmm. So you come back at me when you've got a reasonably timed Blood on the Clock Tower game.
They need Blood on the Clock Tower deal.
Yeah. It's one thing if it warranted that at length, but I don't know.
Don't feel like it does. I think Blood on the Clock Tower is a lot harder for me to come to appreciate. I would be, I guess, willing to try and force myself to have fun. Because you know me, I said I would do that with Food Chain Magnate, and I feel like Blood on a Clock Tower is more likely to come out being really fun if I played it with the exact same group of 7 other people 8 times, or maybe even 100 times. Who knows? But yeah. I don't think I'm like big on social deduction from the jump. Like I just kind of don't care that much for even werewolf, even one night werewolf. I'm like, it's an uphill battle. Sorry to say.
Yeah, it is an uphill battle. 18 Chesapeake having more replayability than Shikoku. I agree. It's just, I think you said this, Tom.
I didn't know what the fuck I was saying because
Yeah. Shikoku is great.
Now that I've played 18 Ches online like 3 times since I played it over the board, I do think it runs the same way almost every time.
Like Shikoku is tight, but it doesn't mean that there's not an opportunity for different ways to play it.
Yeah. Take rescinded, perhaps.
I'm not sure I understand this one. I disagree with the D&D take. I understand what you're saying about it. It's essential gaming material that does more than champion its legacy. Because I think what we said was there are better games since then, but it still has an important legacy. And what they're saying is it's essential even outside of its legacy. I can kind of get behind that. Like, I do think D&D does something kind of unique in the space, but to be honest, like, we're just not well versed enough in RPGs, both of us, that like, I feel like we have enough of an understanding to kind of champion them at a high level, but if you're saying we're wrong about something, we probably are when it comes to RPGs.
Yeah. I specifically, you've dived into the space more even than I have. There's a lot that I have not explored, and I've hardly even played D&D myself. So,
all right, Tom, get ready for this one.
I'm ready.
Your posture on Quacks. It is the greatest duel against fate and chance. Just kidding, but it's really a pretty fun game. Very easy to show to the family. Everyone gets excited about the ingredient shop. You know what? I made this argument in defense of Uno recently. I can make it in defense of Quacks as well. You're correct. Quacks is a family-friendly game because I've played it many times with my family, and they are the ones who request it. But I still stand by. I don't understand how there are people playing this at game night, not with their families. Like, even as like a gateway game, I don't think it's very good in that space. I think it's very good as just like a mindless game to play with families. And that's where I'm putting my foot firmly down. But I can concede that it's in the same space as Uno.
You're like, it's a really good game for people that don't know what a game is. It's mostly like for me, I feel like I'm out of the loop specifically on why it holds such a high overall rating on Board Game Geek. And it's not even like my personal opinion is that it should be lower on the list. I think like most of the Board Game Geek's top 100 is kind of scuffed. And it's more for that reason that I'm confused how it manages to hold so much rank.
You're more confused about its ranking.
I don't think I care for Quacks. I think there are games that would have more success in my family than Quacks, but I kind of see where they're coming from with this at the same time. But really, more than anything, I'm just like, how is it like number fucking like 40 or whatever? Because these are the same motherfuckers that are putting like 7 Uwe Rosenberg games that are all exactly the same, like in that list. I love Uwe. Look. But like, it is not a diverse collection of experiences to have Laav, Fields of Arl.
Well, we've already talked about the top 100.
Anyway, so I won't.
All right. Daddy has given us a slew of cook takes. Monopoly Deal is good. No one is talking about Hot Streak. Kenny is Kiki. Tom can get 100 plays of brass in a year. The 100 plays are coming back.
Everyone loves me for my 100 plays.
Look, Monopoly Deal is good.
Yeah, I agree. I think even we've kind of like gone back and forth on this a little bit. The deal breakers, you think that they just create an overtly swingy game.
Yeah.
I feel like they serve a bit of a role, which is to be like the just say no check.
Yeah.
There's just stuff like that. Like, I feel like basically if you play Magic the Gathering and you're coming after Monopoly Deal, don't know what's up.
I can get behind the other ones though. I mean, obviously the Hot Streak thing was a bit. Everyone is talking like I that was definitely you.
That was me forgetting what Hot Streak was.
Yeah, I can concede I'm not Kiki. Yes, I'll say it. I'm a booba.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Yeah.
And then Tom cannot play 100 games of brass in a year.
Well, I could if I had nothing else going on.
The take on Carcassonne the Castle made me question the validity of your credit for like 80 seconds.
Which is that it was whatever.
Yeah, it was fine. We didn't say it was bad, but it's just like people lose their minds about this thing, and like it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean,
the thing is, there's so many Carcassonne expansions, right?
Yeah. It's one of those which is almost like any 2-player game, which is like, I only have so much lifespan. You know, I have a lot of games of brass that I still have to get done. I can't dedicate that many resources to digging so deep into a 2-player head-to-head, not even combat, but just like, you know, strategy game. Nothing about the first or second playthrough of Carcassonne the Castle made me go, this is something I need to explore further. I have felt that way about things like Lord of the Rings, The Confrontation, Radlands a little bit, a handful of others. Carcassonne the Castle did not grab me. So it's more about that. It's like, is this one that I'm going to, you know, pull out ahead of Seven Wonders Duel even? Like, or any of the other ones that are just very tried and true and already on my shelf. And I feel like I wouldn't.
All right, we got one more here. The episode where Kenny describes how cooperative games function identically as solo games. That was the most BGG forum-pilled statement I've ever heard on the pod.
That is a harsh burn. BGG forum-pilled is so funny.
I'm, reading it back, I'm not proud of that. And I recognize that solo games can have very different aspects to them, and cooperative games can have very different aspects. This was definitely an example of like, for the sake of content, I must eliminate nuance. I feel like I was playing it up a little bit. I don't necessarily agree with that sentence reading it back.
Well, and I hope everyone knows that I don't necessarily agree with literally anything I say on this show.
But you know what? The call out is well appreciated. I deserve it for that one.
Yeah, get him.
That's it.
Wow.
Thanks. We already got sappy last episode, so we're not going to do like a retrospective here, but I guess just thank you all for submitting. I think it was really fun having that trip down memory lane.
I was like crying, laughing. I don't know if that came through, but and it's funny because like basically people are just telling me my own jokes back to me, which is like kind of embarrassing. on a narcissism level, but like,
No, it was good. Yeah. All right. Well, you want to lead us out, Tom?
more than ever before, looking back on 100 episodes, I have to say thank you so much for listening. Thank you, especially if you've been listening and supporting us on Patreon. You are amazing.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to us, by the way, for free, and you do get our monthly newsletter. And consider getting a paid tier. You get access to unedited episodes. Even for $1 a month, you can join our Discord and chat with us directly. Helps us make the show the best thing that you can be listening to. And I also got to mention thanks to Michael, Tyler, Devon, and Josh of the Boise RainBeaus for your cool segue music. And thank you to Bonehouse for letting us use your song Rot as our opening theme.
You can reach directly at shelfstablecast@gmail.com. And if you're loving the cast, share it with a friend, send a review, thumbs up. And honestly, you don't have to do any of that this week. You're off the hook. This is your happy moment, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Take a break.
Take a break.
Don't even ring that bell or anything.
Yeah. I'm sure the fingers are sore from all the weeks you've been doing it. So
Treat yourself.
thanks, everybody. Do we know what we're doing next week?
It's funny because we were joking about making it the last episode, and it's like the title's a joke, by the way. We're gonna keep doing this for a while yet. Next week, Kenny, I have a kind of a game concept. It'll be a show where we play a little game with each other. Kind of like Jigsaw in that movie, Batman. We're going to make up fictional games, and we're going to give it 2 green flags and 1 red flag and see what happens. What do you think?
See you then. Bye.
Bye.